This is TCT's Daily Major. I am Brian Dabrio, and these are your headlines. Creole Heritage Month to be launched on Sunday. A new value-added tax rate to be announced by the end of October. The new law year for members of the legal fraternity in the Eastern Caribbean commenced on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016. And the president of the CDB has issued a stern warning to Barbados. TCT's Daily Major is brought to you by Dubilee's Bottling Company, Farron's Food Products, Ramco Chowming, and One Caribbean Newspaper.
So nothing will keep us together. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day.
More than a third of our children are now overweight or obese, and some reports indicate this will be the first generation where the children might not outlive their parents. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and the leading cause of death for African Americans, Hispanics, and whites. 25 million North Americans are diabetic, and roughly 2 million people are diagnosed with diabetes every year. BioSlife, the clinically proven natural fat loss.
For more information or to purchase this product, contact Ramji at telephone 716-1400 or 450-0495 or email ramj35@hotmail.com.
One Caribbean newspaper is dedicated to the unity of our people in one Caribbean nation. We invite you to write us and tell us what's bothering you. No matter what it is, as long as it's within the law and it doesn't offend the public conscience, we will publish it. Send us your pictures. Tell us of your weddings. Tell us when unfortunately you have deaths, and we will publish the death announcements. One Caribbean is a newspaper dedicated to the unity of the Caribbean. Write to us at onecaribbeanltd@gmail.com or dennisdabrio@gmail.com, and we will publish what you write, as long as it is within the law and it doesn't offend public decency.
Welcome. The Folk Research Center, in collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government, Culture and Creative Industries, will launch Creole Heritage Month on Sunday, September 25th at the FRC's premises at Mount Pleasant Cash Trace. The launch will take the form of a mini Jeune Creole activity with Creole foods and beverages on sale, entertainment and games by local groups, and a display of Creole technologies. The activity will begin at 12 noon, followed by an official ceremony to herald Creole Heritage Month at 4 p.m. The widely celebrated cultural event will culminate with the Jeune Creole Day cultural celebration on October 30th. The four host communities are Grosile, Choiseul, Bellevue, and Jacmel. Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chastanet recently held a press conference to mark his administration's first 100 days in office and assured the public that the government is working assiduously to deliver on promises made. On the topic of the country's economic health, Prime Minister Shastner said that a new value-added tax rate should be announced by the end of October. We have commissioned Ernst & Young to do a tax audit to review the existing tax structures that we have, and in particular VAT, to be able to come up with a number that everybody is going to be comfortable with. We just received the CDB report on Friday, and we are expecting to get the Ernst & Young report in another 3 weeks. Once we have that, I intend to announce the new VAT rate by the end of October. The new law year for members of the legal fraternity in the Eastern Caribbean commenced on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016. Speaking at the opening, Chief Justice of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, Dame Janice Pereira, made mention of the fact that disputes which once took 10 to 15 years to disposition is now a thing of the past.
Today, the court in its civil jurisdiction can be proud of the fact that disputes taking up to 10 or 15 years to disposition is largely a thing of the past, with matters now going through the court system at a much faster pace. Indeed, it is not unusual for matters to reach the appellate level of the court on average within 2 years. On this score, there is still considerable work to be done. Amendments were also made to the rules so as to bring about greater efficiency, the most substantial of which took place in 2011. The processes are continuously monitored for tracking areas in need of improvement, not only for enhancing timeliness, but also for the purpose of streamlining and simplifying procedures which are integral to improving access to the court and to justice. Secondly, the court had to examine its structures and evaluate whether dividing its jurisdiction into more specialized divisions would better serve the needs of the public, given the rapid expansion of trade and commerce, information, developing social trends, and the impact of international events, which have brought about new challenges. This has led to the thrust to carve out from the court's general jurisdiction 4 main divisions, namely civil, commercial, criminal, and family, to be specially manned by capable and dedicated judicial officers, complete with a cadre of competent and dedicated support staff, and systems uniquely designed to meet the needs, sensitivity, and efficaciousness demanded from our court in fulfilling its mission within this rapidly changing landscape.
The St. Lucia Blind Welfare Association Delivering 2020 Vision in the Caribbean project, which is funded by the European Union, was recently evaluated by an independent consultant. Mr. Anthony Avril is the Executive Director of the SLBWA.
Today, the SLBWA is being evaluated. The program which is being evaluated is called Delivering Vision 2020 Project in the Caribbean, or the Delivering Vision 2020 in the Caribbean Project, DVCP. And this is a project which was funded under the non-actor state support from the EU, and it was through Sightsavers and the Caribbean Council for the Blind. This project has been going on from 2010, and a number of Caribbean countries participated in this project. The main aim of it was to help the building capacity in the areas of the human resource, the disease control, and the infrastructure, so that it is being delivered through the Caribbean Council for the Blind and its member agencies, in this case the St. Lucia Blind Welfare Association, in collaboration with the Ministries of Health in the Caribbean and other stakeholders in the public side of eye health.
Mr. Carl Brown is an independent consultant attached to the European Union.
I am here as part of a final evaluation of a project that has been funded by the European Union for the past 6 years. In 2010, the European Union approved a project called Delivering Vision 2020 in the Caribbean, that was aimed at strengthening eye care services in 4 countries of the Caribbean, Guyana, Jamaica, Haiti, and St. Lucia. That project has come to an end, and now the European Union is engaged in a final evaluation to determine the extent to which the project objectives were met, what have been the main driving forces for this project, what have been the issues and the challenges, and with an eye for the future, what next? Where do we go from here?
Mr. Brown also made mention of the areas covered by the project.
The first area was strengthening associations in these countries. So, for example, in St. Lucia, strengthening the institutional capacity of the St. Lucia Blind Welfare Association to do its work and to deliver its services. That was one area. A second area was to strengthen what they call Vision 2020 committees. All these countries have these multi-sectoral committees that are supposed to help to advance eye care in the countries. So that was a second area. A third area was delivering equipment to these countries. The project established, refurbished 7 eye care centers, surgical centers across the Caribbean, a number of vision centers, number of spectacle labs. Those were some of the things that the project did. A large area had to do with training of ophthalmologists, of optometrists, of refractionists, of primary healthcare workers, of biomedical technicians, the range of workers who have whose work impinge on eye care. And then an area of communication across the Caribbean, developing a communication strategy for eye health across the Caribbean that will take us into the future. So those are the areas that we are looking at to determine to what extent the project achieved its objectives and how it has advanced eye health in the Caribbean and into the future.
You are watching TCT's Daily Major. Still to come, an industrial row is brewing between the management of SOL and the National Workers' Union.
Crystal clear, yeah. That's what we drink when I want to quench my thirst, bring a bottle of crystal clear, yeah. It's so refreshing. I don't want no other water. The choice is crystal clear. Cool the temperature, revitalize me with. Give me a bottle of water. All on the road is inside the bottle. Everybody's drinking water. Crystal clear, yeah. It's so refreshing when I want to quench my thirst, bring a bottle of crystal clear.
The choice is clear. Crystal Clear. Premium, purified drinking water from Duboulet's Bottling Company Limited.
The way you smile at me is everything I dream.
How is that boy running up?
The way you smile at me.
Your Lucilec bill has been redesigned to give you more information. The top portion of your bill contains an invoice number, Lucilec's VAT identification number, and customer address. A past due stamp is displayed if your payment is overdue at the time of billing. Ignore it if you've already made your payment. To the right is a barcode for easy processing of your payments at Lucilec's customer service offices only. The billing summary highlights any amounts due from the prior billing, total of all payments made between your last bill and your last payment date, any other charges or credits to your account, any fees for returned checks or reconnection, VAT charges on these fees, the balance brought forward, your current charges for the billing period, the total amount outstanding on your account, and the date by which it should be paid.
Experience the flavor of icy. Pop it up, let's start the party. Ooh, yeah. I like the flavor. Ooh, yeah. I love the taste.
The orange and the pear, the cherry and banana, the apple, ginger beer, or strawberry for your mama. Grapefruit, cola, champagne, sorrel if you wanna. Quench your thirst first, have a icy soda water.
Icy, yeah. Icy. Pop it up, let's start the party. Ooh, yeah. I like the flavor. Ooh, yeah. I love the taste. Icy.
Experience the flavor of icy. Bottled by Dublay's Bottling Company Limited.
Ramco pasta is a master. Your staple of choice cause the quality is superior. No gluten, no white flour, 100% semolina. Ramco pasta tastes better, I swear. Ramco pasta forever. When I using mac and cheese, bon. Give me some more please. Ramco have variety, go Betty to Betty and Fusilini. Ramco, the taste we know, met you.
Now available at all leading outlets. Distributed by Ramco. For more information, call 450-0495.
Thanks for staying with us. An industrial row is brewing between the management of Sol AC Limited and the National Workers Union. The NWU and the Petroleum Distribution Company have been negotiating at the domestic level for many months. While the parties have cleared many hurdles related to fringe concerns, a general wage increase for employees has created a distance between the union and the company. Sol EC Limited and the NWU agreed to have the matter placed before the conciliatory process, during which the union's compromise position was agreed to in principle. The company has since changed its position. This stance did not go down well with the employees. Should the company fail to act appropriately, the possibility of an industrial showdown may be contemplated. The NWU is of the opinion that minutes taken at the last conciliatory meeting may be very helpful. The St. Lucia Air and Sea Ports Authority have long embraced the philosophy that corporations and business have a responsibility to contribute to the advancement of society. For over 25 years, the St. Lucia Air and Sea Ports Authority has provided financial assistance to children of their employees through a comprehensive scholarship program. SLASPA recognizes the essential value of education and therefore rewards promising students who have done well on CVXC and the Common Entrance exams. A ceremony was held last Thursday afternoon at SLASPA's Castries headquarters, where the new 2016 scholarship awardees were announced and given their scholarship packets.
SLASPA is indeed proud to once again be able to provide scholarships to the deserving children of its employees based on their performance at the CXC and Common Entrance exams. Today, we are pleased to welcome 11 new students into the SLASPA scholarship program.
SLASPA's scholarship program evolved from their philosophy that corporations and business have a responsibility to contribute to building a better society. The program has benefited over 125 children and their families to date. Most of the students have gone on to pursue careers in medicine, law, teaching, and accounting, to name a few.
The scholarship program can serve as a factor maybe in attracting and retaining loyal employees. But more significantly, we believe that our scholarship program helps talented students to achieve their educational goals and become members of the workforce and, by extension, our society.
Faith Cyril, an outgoing scholarship recipient, addressed the audience and acknowledged SLASPA's support to her and her fellow scholarship recipients.
On behalf of myself, Faith Cyril, and my fellow outgoing scholarship holders, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Human Resource Department at the St. Lucia Air and Seaport Authority for supporting us for the past 5 years of secondary education with the aid of a scholarship.
Also addressing the audience on behalf of herself and her fellow students was incoming SLASPA scholarship recipient Chrisana Romani.
We are delighted to express sincere gratitude, appreciation to SLASPA for such great initiative towards our educational needs. We will work hard to strive for excellence and accomplish the goals SLASPA supports us to achieve.
The performance of the scholarship holders is very important to SLASPA. According to General Manager Mr. Keegan Cox, the company sees the program as an investment in not only in the children's future but their families and society as a whole.
Certainly an honor and pleasure for my team and myself to extend this gesture of, in my mind, what suggests is one, appreciation for your hard work, but two, equally, what I deem to be a gesture of investment in your future. I've always said that education is key, and there are many intelligent people out there in the world who have often concluded that perhaps one of the most significant factors to addressing a lot of the ills that we face in today's world is education.
Countries in the Caribbean need to find new, efficient and sustainable approaches to manage their terrestrial and marine resources. Daniel Best, Director of Projects at the Caribbean Development Bank, made this recommendation, noting that these approaches must also prevent further degradation of these resources. He was speaking at the opening of the first biannual Caribbean Coastal Conference held at CDB's headquarters in Barbados on September 14th and 15th, 2016. Best told participants that this initial dialogue on the coastal agenda in the Caribbean should lay the groundwork for galvanizing action, improving policy and guiding management of this critical resource. More than 60% of our region's population live in coastal areas, and almost all of the region's main urban centers' critical infrastructure, such as ports and transportation corridors, are located less than 1 kilometer from the coast. Our coastal environments not only provide these socio-economic services, but also important ecological services to which we hardly give serious consideration: storm protection, erosion control, freshwater storage and retention, nutrient recycling, and atmospheric and climate control, he said. Best notes that while climate change and climate variability are expected to further exacerbate these already complex coastal management issues, efforts have to be made to address these situations. Perspectives shared during the conference will lead to the preparation of an indicative roadmap for addressing critical coastal zone issues, particularly concerns regarding building resilience to climate vulnerability and change in the Caribbean. Staying on the regional scene, Barbados today has reported that President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Warren Smith, has sounded a stern warning that Barbados was not yet out of the proverbial economic woods by a long shot. In fact, so worried is he about the country's worsening debt situation that he suggested front-end adjustments were urgently needed to correct the economic slide. In a frank interview with Barbados Today, Smith also described the island's overall fiscal position as unsustainable, while cautioning that if left unchecked, it would do untold damage to the Barbados dollar. With that said, Smith did not shy away from the dreaded P-word, privatization, naming Grantley Adams International Airport and the Bridgetown Port as naturals for divestment. Long gone are the days when governments need to be involved in things such as airports and seaports, Smith argued. We do not believe that these types of investments need to continue to be in the hands of government, he added, while acknowledging there would be political consequences arising out of the sale of these perceived crown jewels. He said Barbados was not unique in that regard. Now for the weather report. Present weather at Turanora Fair at George Charles, partly cloudy. Total rainfall for the month thus far, Turanora 72.3 millimeters. At George Charles, 139.7 millimeters. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:56 a.m. Forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from the east-southeast near 9 miles or 15 kilometers per hour, becoming lighter at times. Weather: fair skies, becoming cloudy at times with a few showers and a slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet or 0.9 to 1.5 meters. Forecast for the Lesser Antilles: Fair skies becoming cloudy at times with some scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Tropical weather outlook. Patches of low-level cloud drifting across the islands may produce a few cloudy periods, showers and possibly thunderstorms over parts of the region. At 11 a.m. today, the center of Tropical Storm Lisa was located near latitude 18.0 north, longitude 32.5 west. Lisa is moving towards the northwest near 8 miles or 13 kilometers per hour. Tropical Storm Lisa is expected to remain over the open Atlantic and does not pose a direct threat to the Eastern Caribbean islands. Finally, unbelievable, but true. Here it is, the things some people say. The fact that there is a highway to hell and only a stairway to heaven says a lot about anticipated traffic numbers. Unbelievable. Here is where we come to the end of this edition of TCT's Daily Major. But before we go, another look at the headlines. Creole Heritage Month to be launched on Sunday. A new value-added tax rate to be announced by the end of October. The new law year for members of the legal fraternity in the Eastern Caribbean commenced on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016. And the president of the CDB has issued a stern warning to Barbados. TCT's Daily Major was brought to you by A's Bottling Company, Farron's Food Products, Ramco Chowming, and One Caribbean Newspaper. As usual, on behalf of the entire news team, I am Brian Dabreo. Thanks for viewing.